So I was scrolling YouTube the other day when I came across a video from a Terraria YouTuber. But he wasn't playing Terraria, he was playing Dark Souls 3, and the video was very interesting. He basically asked ChatGPT to make a build for him in Dark Souls and choose where he goes next in the game, which was a really interesting concept to me. Though I don't have that much playtime in DS3, and I also don't want to blatantly copy off of him, I'm just going to do the same thing but for Elden Ring instead. If I were to do this a couple of years ago, ChatGPT would just not have that much information about Elden Ring, but I'm hoping that in the year of our Lord 2025, ChatGPT actually can give me good information about Elden Ring, including, of course, which starting class I should pick. Alright, saying the best overall recommendation is the Vagabond. Did it even say anything about Samurai? It did not. Okay, apparently Samurai is just not a class that exists. To give it credit, Vagabond has the highest starting health out of every class in the game. But Samurai is definitely the best. The Uchigatana is just amazing early game, and it's what speedrunners use. But since it just doesn't know that the Samurai exists, I guess we're picking Vagabond instead. Oh yeah, I forgot about keepsakes. I should ask the AI which keepsake I should pick. It's said that the best overall keepsake is the Golden Seed. I actually agree with that. I do think the Lands Between rune is a contender, but I think the Golden Seed just gives you more value early game. So that's everything for now. Let's start the game. Now, there is one problem with the Vagabond class. While yes, I do have the highest starting health, I start off fat rolling. And this is just because I have both the longsword and the halberd. So I'm actually curious to know if ChatGPT will realize that I'm fat rolling and recommend that I unequip an armor piece or a weapon or maybe even the shield. I don't know, let's see. So first of all, it does know that medium load is optimal. And it says what to remove, the chest piece or the pants or unequipping a heavy weapon. Now, while I personally would unequip the halberd just because I preferred the longsword, it did say that the armor piece should be first, so that goes off. Okay, now we're in Limgrave. I'm really curious to see if ChatGPT thinks I should fight the Tree Sentinel or run past it. I honestly am really curious about that. I'm gonna check. God, I am not used to these emojis that ChatGPT uses, but short answer, it said, no, don't fight the Sentinel, skip it for now. Oh, and at the bottom it says, if you want, I can suggest the best early game weapons for Vagabond. You know what, sure. Oh, so it did actually mention the Lord Sword's Greatsword. Yeah, that's definitely a correct option. Claymore, Battle Axe, or Warhammer, okay. If you want fast weapons, Uchigatana. Well, okay, if it wanted to start me with the Uchigatana, it would have told me to pick Samurai class. Wow, I'm actually really impressed. ChatGPT is giving me a lot of useful information. It's even telling me where to find different Ashes of War. Really curious to see where ChatGPT is going to put me, because in a game like Dark Souls 3, there's only a few split paths. But Elden Ring is, well, an open world game, so you can go pretty much anywhere besides, like, the mountaintops from the very beginning. So I'm just really curious to see, is ChatGPT gonna put me in, like, a really late game area, or is it gonna be smart and tell me to go through the regular progression path? I know that AI has gotten a lot better, especially, like, LLMs in the past few years, but I still think it is an interesting concept to, give our AI overlords autonomy over us while we play video games. As you know, in like 30 years from now, we're not going to have bodily autonomy at all. We will all be controlled by AI. So anyways, bad thoughts aside, we got Torrent. And as for our weapon, the Lordsworn Greatsword, it's right in this carriage here. There you go, there's the Lordsworn's Greatsword, and we can use that immediately, yeah. Oh, but only if we two-hand. Yeah, that's good enough. Now, it did also mention picking up the Claymore, which is in Castle Morn. So, I guess we'll go to the Weeping Peninsula as our first stop. I don't remember if you need to talk to Irina for her dad to give you the quest item. I actually forget about this, because I normally just kill her dad. And you know what? Now that I have enough money for it, I'm gonna go check if the AI has something to say about the crafting kit. Alright, so yeah, saying the crafting kit is pretty useful. I agree. Most people don't. And it even says I can list the best early game craftable items. Sure. It even tells you where the cookbooks are? This is insane. Firebone arrows. Again, I don't have a bow. Poison bone, more arrows. I'm gonna ask it if I should use a bow or a crossbow, considering it's recommending I use arrows and bolts. Best early bows for Vagabond, the short bow. Where? Buy from the merchant at the Church of Ella. Oh, well, I didn't know Kale sold that. Let me just look in his shop and... Oh, it's not here. I think that is the first miss the AI has gotten in regards to information. Why I recommend arrows even without a bow. What? I got the price correct. It is 600 runes. But it's not from the Church of Ella. It's from the nomadic merchant next to the coastal cave. And also Kale apparently sells the heavy crossbow as well. What the hell? I'm really stumped here. ChatGPT is telling me to use a bow, but it is confused on where I can get a bow. So now that I have enough runes to level up, I'm gonna ask the bot which stats I should allocate into. Oh wow, it's giving me an entire spreadsheet here. What the hell? Is it giving me recommended builds for different parts of progression? This is insane. Vigor, 20 vigor, 15 to 20 endurance, 18 to 25 strength, 12 to 18 dex, and mind to 10 to 12? I'm using Ashes of War. Okay, only if using Ashes of War. Cool. Well, I think I'll get vigor to 20, then I'll start worrying about everything else. Alright, let's go get our Claymore. And I guess while we're here, we might fight the Leonine Misbegotten, considering it's not that hard of a fight. I'm curious. I can summon here. I wonder if the AI will tell me to use summons. Okay, so yeah, it's telling me to use summons. Alright, I wonder which summons, though. Alright, I put the Lone Wolf Ashes at the very beginning, which is good, because, well, that's exactly the ashes that I have. And why does it think everything is bought from Kale? You get it for free! Whatever, go my lone wolves. I typically don't use summons, but you know what? If ChatGPT tells me to use it, well then I guess I'm wrong. My god, why are there so many? Holy shit. This is so overwhelming. Oh, fuck. Okay, well... I feel like the summons actually worked pretty well that time. Alright. Great, there's the Claymore. Now, the great thing with the Claymore is that it has a lion's claw, just like on it by default. Which is a very, very good Asher War, especially this early in the game. You know, I miss when ChatGPT was stupid. Honestly, it was more funny. I get it that, like, you know, it's much, much more useful now as, like, a genuine search tool. But, I don't know. I kind of miss the days back when it was, dumb as a bag of bricks. Not even just because, you know, people are concerned about AI. Like, I think AI is pretty freaking cool technology. It was just funny. Alright, we are right before the Misbegotten, but I want to ask the AI for some potential tips for this boss fight. Weaknesses, slash weapons. Alright, well I'm using one of those. Weapon, Claymore, Lord Sword, Greatsword, Ushikatana, Asher War, Storm Stomp, or Determination. Phase 1, sword combos, frontal, forward lunge. You know what? This is correct! He does have some combos with the sword. Flaming Sword, okay, this is where it's getting confused with some, like, Dark Souls 3 boss. But one change I need to make is putting... Since Storm Stomp or Determination, both of those aren't good. Alright, we now have Determination on our Claymore. Alright, let's apply Fire Grease to our weapon. Let's summon in those dogs. Alright, and let's do the Leonine Misbegotten fight. Alright, yeah, so that's its leaping attack. So it knew about that. It knew about its leaping attack. Yeah, and its combos. You know what? The AI was, sort of correct. And this is its AoE slam. Okay, got interrupted, but whatever. Alright, now he's at around half. We gotta look out for the fire attacks now. that don't exist. I don't know where the hell ChatGPT got that information from. Again, probably from some, like, Dark Souls 3 wiki. Considering, like, half the bosses in that game have fire swords. Alright, this boss fight is really not that hard, by the way. And summons just kind of trivialize them. And it's telling me to level up endurance after I get to 20 vigor, for some reason. Rule of thumb, vigor, and then endurance, and then strength and dex. You know, I only really level up endurance in this game if I need to wear heavier armor. So I guess we just level up that until it's at 20. But now there's a couple ways we could go from here. We can go to the Mistwoods and clear out Fort Height, or we could just go straight to Margit, or we could even go to Shiofra. And of course, there's all, like, the minor side dungeons around here, and there's, like, the dragon at Agil Lake. We could even go to Caelid if we want to, or we could escape Stormvale and go to Liurnia. Like, there's so many different options for the player at this point. I'm not gonna choose where to go. I'm gonna ask the AI where I should go, because the AI knows best. This is kind of funny, actually. It told me that the third step is go to the Weeping Peninsula, but I'm already there. Like, I just beat the major dungeon in that area. This told me to go to the Gatefront Ruins, Dragonburnt Ruins, and Warmaster Shack. Alright. I mean, I already did clear out the Gatefront Ruins, so I guess I'll go to the Dragonburnt Ruins next. I want to pull a fast one on the AI. I'm not going to fight a guild, but I will go to the ruins. And there are two chests in this area, one of which contains the Twin Blade, but the other one is a trap chest that sends you all the way to Caelid. I kind of wanted to see if I could, like, catch the AI in a sticky situation by asking it, what do I do if I go through the trap chest to Caelid? Alright, let's open this chest, and what-oh? It's a transporter trap. Woe is me, right? Oh no, I'm in Celia Crystal Tunnel. Whatever will I do? I must ask the AI what to do, because I am not a free thinker. Can you fight in Celia Crystal Tunnel? No, not safely. Okay. Alright, so you know what? I tried to catch the AI on something, and, well, it kind of passed with flying colors, actually. It basically just told me to run away. Alright, so we're standing here right before Margit, and, well, this is a pretty tough boss, you know, this is where a lot of new players get stuck, so I wonder, what tips does ChatGPT have for me? Alright, it's telling me to just use the same shit that I used for the Leonine Misbegotten. Optional mounted fight? You can no you can't. It sounds like pretty much the same strategy it told me to use for the Leonine Misbegotten, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay, we'll just have a repeat. Also curious that it did not mention Rogier as a cooperator, but you know what? That's okay. Alright, it's just going after the dogs now. One of them is dead. Oh, there's another stagger. We're doing good. Alright, on the stack you can just run to the side of him. And get heavy. Alright, you shoot again. Yep, there we go. Stab. Good job. Alright, and that's Margit defeated. And you know, it did mention that once we have an upgraded weapon, and we're at least level 20, we should go back and fight that tree sentinel. What? What the... Okay? Hey, what the... What? How? How did that hit me? Alright, there we go. That should have been the first try, but hitboxes be hitboxing. And another thing is that up until now, we've talked about weapons to use and what consumables to use, but we haven't talked about talismans. And now I have 2 talisman slots, and I even have a couple here, so I'm curious if the AI will recommend any specific talismans for me. Oh wow, the green turtle talisman. Yeah, okay, that's a really good option. Claw talisman, yeah, that is a good one, but that's in Stormveil, and I asked it if there's any before Stormveil. Danged Imp Ash's talisman. First of all, not a talisman. Second of all, you don't get that until Liurnia. Later, after Stormveil Castle, you get access to more specialized talismans, such as Erdtree's Favor and Radagon's Scarseal. / Scarseal. Okay. So, I think said Erdtree's Favor and Radagon... So, okay, so it thinks that Erdtree's Favor and Radagon's Scarseal are both post-Stormveil. Erdtree's Favor is in the Fringe Folk Hero Grave, which is at the beginning of the game, and the Scarseal is, I believe, in the Peninsula, which is also before Stormveil, so... Crimson Sea Talisman Minor, that's not what it does. Carrion Filigree Talisman? You can't get that until way later. Alright, there we go. There's the Green Turtle Talisman, which is a pretty good one. Stamina recovery is good. That's why the 2-headed Turtle Talisman in the DLC is so good as well. Alright, so we're now standing right before Godric. And you know, Stormveil is a pretty big area. There's a lot to do here. But you know, I don't want to do much that the AI won't tell me to do. So let's ask ChatGPT what we should do to gear up for Godric. Alright, so it's telling me to use the Claymore, the Greatsword, with +3 to +5. I think I'm at +2 right now. Equip Determination and Storm Stomp. Why is it so gung-ho on those? Lone Wolf Ashes are mandatory, apparently. Cool. Alright, let's ask if there's anything else in Stormveil that is worthwhile. Optional bosses, main bosses. Leonine Misbegotten. Okay, no. Tree Sentinel. I don't know where that is. Weapons and upgrades. The Claymore. I already have that. Upgrade materials. That's the first thing is said. Also, what the hell is a Twin Blade Shard? Ashes of War, found in mini dungeons. Spinning slash, stamp, upward cut, and impaling thrust. Those are sometimes found here. None of those are found there. Okay. You know what? Fine, ChatGPT. I will not explore the rest of Stormville Castle. I will not get the iron wet blade that I actually would really like to have. Because, apparently all I need to beat the game is just a claymore and some ashes. I've been told you were quite the handyman. Okay, one of the wolves is already dead. Great. Okay, now all the wolves are dead. Alright. Oh, my fire buff ran out. We're just going to termination now. Alright, we're good. He always does the frickin' projectiles if I heal at the beginning of the attack. I don't know why. Nice fire jank. Thank you, game. Alright, well. We got him. Why does it take him so long to die? Just shut the fuck up. You're dead. Stay down. Alright, so we finally got to 20 endurance. Now we can start leveling up strength. And there's a lot of questions I want to ask the AI, like, what should I use with the remembrance, or where should I go next? So let's see what it has to say. Options for remembrance. Craft a dragon or Godric's axe. Okay, yep, that's correct. Godric's greatsword claymore variant. That's not a thing. Can be infused. Stop talking about determination! Recommendation for Vagabond. Choose the weapon, unless you are seriously underleveled and need the runes. Bring the weapon to +3 to +5. It's a somber weapon, bro! That's hard to do! Alright, and where should I go next after defeating Godric? Alright, interesting. It said Ligarnia, then Weeping Peninsula. What do you mean level range 25 to 35? It's an early game area, what the hell? I mean, it's not saying anything about Caelid here. East Liurnia / Raya Lucaria Road. Okay. Alright, well, for now, I think I'm just gonna go get the Godric axe. Oh, wow, okay, Jesus. I am severely underleveled for that weapon. I didn't realize. It's funny, I feel like the AI just forgets that things exist in the game until, like, I tell the AI about it. Like, I said, hey, what about spirit summons? Hey, what about talismans? It hasn't said anything but the Flask of Wondrous Physic, but I guarantee you if I bring it up, it will mention it in every single other message. So, the AI did tell me to check out East Liurnia first, which, that's not a bad suggestion. What the fuck? Wait, is that guaranteed to drop? I know Briars of Sin is a guaranteed drop from that, but I don't think the Staff of the Guilty is a guaranteed drop. I was just coming here for Flame Cleanse Me, if the AI ever wants to bring me to the Lake of Rock. Considering it has put me on the path of East Liurnia, I could just go to Ainsel if I wanted to. That is an option. But I'm not gonna let myself make decisions. I'm gonna let the AI make all my decisions for me. At this stage, right after Godric entering Liurnia, you should continue through Liurnia first before heading to Ainsel River. Okay. Well, you know what I might do? I might kill the mini-boss up here and get the physic tears from it. And then I'm gonna ask the AI, hey, what do I do with the physic tears? Alright, the boss is about to die. See ya. That is mostly everything besides the catacombs to do in East Liurnia. So I'm gonna ask the AI, what do I do with these cracked tears? The cracked tears do. Restores FP. No. It's... okay. No, it's... this is all wrong. It's not saying anything about the Wondrous Physic Flask. Alright. Well, we tried. Alright, so we're coming up on Raya Lucaria here, but we don't have the key to get inside. I'm just a little stupid man. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to ask an AI to solve all my problems for me. Okay, so it knows that the name of the item is the Academy Glintstone Key. Good. How to get it? Head to southwest of the Academy Gates. It actually is southwest, yeah. Clear the enemies inside a secondary / minor dungeon. The key is usually inside a small chest. That's not right. Sometimes the mini-boss in the area must be defeated to unlock the chest. I mean, there is a dragon guarding the key, so it's kind of right about that. Ah, you encountered the Raya Lucaria dragon. That's not what it's called. A tough enemy that guards the Academy Glintstone Key. True. Okay, so it's telling me now don't fight the dragon. You're under level for that. Go ahead and just sneak past it. I actually appreciate that because I feel like this dragon would just take a really long time to fight. I do think I could do it. There we go. Alright, we're at Raya Lucaria. Alright, I am also gonna pick up the Carrion Knight set. Just to see if the AI has anything to say about it, you know, if it thinks it's good or bad. So let's see if it has tips for Red Wolf of Radagon. Upgraded Godric weapon. Well, I don't have that. I'm just gonna ask it what should I use instead of Godric's axe, because I just do not meet the requirements. The Claymore. Okay, well, it's great with determination or storm stop apparently. Not with the Lion's Claw though. LDR, use Carry Knight armor if you want better magic defense. Well, the next boss, two bosses actually, uses magic damage, so that seems like a yes to me. Dogs versus dogs, who will win? How dare you beat my dogs to death? How did that miss me? Alright. I guess I low profiled it. Wow. We just fucked that guy up. Okay. I'm gonna ask one last time. Should I go to Ainsel to level up before fighting Renala? Yes! It said yes! Before it said no, now it said yes! Is this the room with the bowl? Yeah, this room is fun. Because I can pop that. That gives me a rune arc and a golden rune level 10. God, look at this arena though! Like, up there is Noxtella. So, like, if you're Noxtella, you can, like, see this by looking down. Who the hell even comes to this area? I do. Because of this guy. I missed, no! I missed again, no! Crap. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, we got a stagger. Huge. So this should be phase 2 coming up. I might want to just top off my healing. Yep, alright. That is the most insanely cool phase transition. Like, holy. They did that for an optional boss that most players completely miss. Like, what the hell? Why is this the only Dragonkin soldier in the game that has a phase 2, by the way? Why doesn't the one in, like, the Lake of Rot have a phase 2? That would be really cool. Should just be a little bit more here. Come on. Jump attack. There we go. And we get a spell that I can't use. There isn't really much else for me to do at this point. Besides fight Renala, so... Okay, so it knows that the first stage is her minions, and the second stage you actually fight her. Okay, good. Stop talking about... Okay, yes! It used... Yes! Lion's Claw! Yes! Finally, it actually mentioned Lion's Claw. I kinda hate how much she moans here, by the way. No, please, no! God. I should have used the grease. Goodbye. Alright, now let's get the dogs. I'm gonna get hit by that. Holy. Oh, wow, the dog just canceled her attack. Good job. You can tell I, like, never use summons, because I'm, like, surprised by how good they are. Oh my god, now she has dogs! It's dog versus dog! It's a dog-eat-dog world! Get her. Okay, well, she's, like, one hit. Die! There we go. Okay. Now there's, like, many different ways we can go. We're just gonna level up once, just so I can use the axe. Alright, I think I can get this weapon to a pretty decent level. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because you need, like, to get a Kaled for a +5. Alright. It should not recommend that I buy any items with Remembrance, considering I don't have, like, any stat investments. Neither the staff nor the spell is immediately useful. If you want, you can hold onto the Remembrance, or save it for a second playthrough. Alternatively, some players skip this reward if it doesn't fit their build. Okay. So that's telling me to use a Remembrance, so I won't. Altus Plateau. Nokron. I can't get to Nokron until after Dawn. And I can't get to Altus because I don't have the medallion. I threw out the Grand Lift Ejectus, but, well, I cannot actually use it because I do not have either half of the medallion. So let's see if the AI knows about that. Rune of Ascension / Medallion, usually called the Dectus Medallion, must be obtained from Fort Heights, which is not in Liurnia, and Fort Ferris, which is in Caelid. True. Alright, I got it. Yes, the main boss fight in Caelid is generally harder. Okay. Bot-infested Dragonkin-themed mini-boss is really getting hung up with this whole Dragonkin thing. Scorpion God? What? And then early Altus Plateau bosses. Okay, got Godfrey Golden Shade. Correct. But it's saying that Caelid is harder than Altus, which is alright. Oh wow, I just asked it for Ellis Talismans to use, and it actually recommended the Radagon Scar Seal / Sword Seal. I mean, the Sword Seal is just on the way to the Dectus Medallion, so yeah, I could totally pick that up. Alright, sweet. It actually got a good suggestion. Yo, do I care about Kenneth Heights quest line? Do I actually give a single flying fuck? Well, I think that answers my fucking question. Alright, and right here is the Flask of Wondrous Physic, which is a pretty good item. If the AI knows how it works, that is. Okay, it knows about Crystal Tears, good. Recommended combination, Flame. What? HP regen, temporary max HP increase. I mean, I can go get the HP regen tier, that's good. This isn't super useful, actually, I'm not gonna lie. I wanna know what Goldfire is, by the way. Keep silent Goldfire, that's not a thing. Alright, and here is the first half of the Dectus Medallion. Sweet. Now, the AI mentioned using both the Fire tier and also an HP regen tier. The HP regen one is from the Weeping Peninsula, and the Fire one is in Caelid, so I can go pick that up, although it wouldn't actually help me build it all. Because, yeah, I cannot buff this weapon. Alright, let's mix the physic with the Flame Sharding Cracked here. Oh my god. Alright, so in here is the second half of the medallion, but that's not all I'm going to get here, because I also want to go get the Sword Seal, which the AI told me to use, so it's fair game. I wonder if I can attack this thing through the wall. That's not doing a lot of damage. It is working. Sweet. Okay. We got the medallion halves. Yeah, the problem is this area is really big. Like, there's a lot to do here, okay? I could go straight to Lendell if I really wanted to. Or I could explore, like, all of Altus, because there's a hell of a lot to do here. Radagon Sword Seal for survivability. It literally decreases your defense, but okay. First goals, explore, mini-bosses. There's no Dragonkin soldiers! Stop with that! Oh, okay, key locations to visit first, the way to Lendell. Yeah, okay, I got that right. You know, there's a lot of other areas in Altus that it could have told me to go into. I'm kind of glad it didn't, because this video is gonna be long enough, as is. Alright, well, if I just throw a Kukri at this guy, that should aggro him, yep. And then it won't aggro the other. Alright, that's the first one down. Oh wow, that was cool. I like stunned him while he was midair, holy. Alright, there we go. That's how you make that fight a lot easier on yourself. Single them out. Now what I'm curious about is what are the tips and tricks it's going to give me for the DTS, Draconic Tree Sentinel? Because I am actually pretty bad at this fight. Like, it's not super hard, I just suck. So let's see what the AI thinks. Alright, yeah, it knows my level, it knows my weapon. It's almost as if it's been picking my build this whole time. Winged Jumped Aerial Attacks. Occurs around 50% HP. That's just not a thing. You just made that up. Okay. So what about the Red Lightning? How to avoid it? Dodge timing, positioning, spirit summons. How's that? It wasn't like the most helpful advice. Kinda just said, you know, use whatever you're using and just dodge well. You know, I would think that, like, it would say, oh yeah, you should use a talisman to decrease lightning damage. Or armor with high lightning resistance. That's what I, like, expected it to say. No, no, it didn't. It just told me to just full send it, which is fair enough. Okay, well, ow. ChatGPT didn't say anything about fireballs. That bastard lied to me. Oh, here comes phase two. I don't like my dog. Yep, okay. It got actually stopped. Jesus Christ. They just got the fucking Hassan Piker treatment. What the hell? Oh boy, the stack. Alright. Pro tip, just run. Just outspace it by running. Don't try to dodge roll it. You can't. Yep, okay. No. I was joking with the Hassan Piker treatment. The dog actually just got fucking Hassan Piker. Holy shit. Alright. There we go. Second try. Not bad. I just want to know if it knows either the Sanctified Whetblade or the Bolt of Grand Sax. One of the two. And the Brick Hammer. Absolutely missable. Bolt of Grand Sax! It got it! It got Bolt of Grand Sax! Mending Rune of Perfect Order? Yeah, true. Yeah, you get locked out of the ending if you don't do that questline before Malekith. Yeah. Lionel's armor set? Also true. You know what? This bot is great. It's doing so well. I'm so proud of it. There is a mini-boss here. Yep. This guy who just kind of floats down from the heavens, or wherever the hell he comes from. And, yo, huge complaints. Just like how I was saying with the Tree Sentinels, you get 10,000 runes from killing it, but you get the Lord's Rune, which gives you an extra 50,000. Why? I don't know why they don't just make the boss drop 60k. Alright, we're gonna buffer fire damage, which will be especially helpful with our purely physical weapon. If I'm competent, this will be a no-hit. Okay, that was fucking close. How the hell did I not get hit there? What? I'm actually hacking. No! God damn it. Alright, was not a no-hit, but whatever. It's just the dumbest way to get a weapon ever. It's like, literally on the entirety of this railing, there's like one part here that you can jump up on because it's slightly lowered, and then you can fall down and go on to the giant freaking lightning bolt. And you have to be really, really careful to not fall off. And then you can get the Bolt of Grand Sax. Like, it's so unintuitive. But as you can see, where is the weapon? There it is. Yeah, 40 dex. That's a lot. I don't have anywhere close to that. So I should ask ChatGPT, should I consider using this weapon? And if so, should I respec to use it? Because, well, it's a really good weapon. Bolt of Grand Sax is an amazing weapon, but only if you're building around dexterity, lightning damage, or ranged weapon skills. Since you're playing a strength-focused Vagabond, it may not best fit your current build. Okay. I mean, it's not a definite no. It said it may not. Use it if you plan to pivot into a quality build. You know what? I'd say that's a yes. I'd say it's a yes. Oh, wait, yo, these are some good talismans. Spear Talisman, great. Lightning Scorpion Charm, hell yeah. Claw Talisman, Ritual Sword Talisman. It mentioned it! It mentioned the Ritual Sword Talisman, yes! I'm so happy. Alright, armor recommendations, let's see it. Banished Knight set is the top set. Wow, Lightning Shredding Crack here and Dexterity not tier. That's amazing, yeah. Wow, this is a really, really good build. I just need to grind for the Banished Knight set. Alright, you know what? There's a lot of stuff I need to get, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that, and I'll cut back to me having it all, okay? Okay. So, I just got all the items that I need for the build, including the entirety of the Banished Knight set. Alright, so let's get the weapon upgraded. Alright, now it's +6. That's pretty good. I have the Dexnot tier and my Physic, which means I have 3 minutes to kill the boss. Before that runs out. And if it runs out, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Bitch. Jesus Christ, I just chunked him. Do it again. Ah, it's actually a really good amount of Viper armor. Boy. Damn, he's almost in phase 2. Alright, this should get him to second phase here. Yep, and it interrupted him. That's pretty good. So let's see how much more damage it does in the water. Oh wow, yeah, it's doing 1400. Alright, I think one more actually just kills him, right? Yep. Damn! Bolt of Grand Sax is pretty fucking good, huh? Alright, let's go to the Herb Tree. Ah, I can't. The thorns. I guess really what I wanted to see is ChatGPT able to make a damn good Elden Ring build? And I think the answer is yeah, definitely can. This is a pretty strong build. And it was able to get me from the beginning of the game to here, post Morgoth. And I still haven't done Radahn. But maybe I'll do that in a potential part 2, maybe, possibly, if you want to see it, please.